African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Ras Tafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I do. Empress on the front line, we need you. Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
Empress Manel, Alliance, Alliance, oh, your role, universally unfold, be told, Blessed love, this is Itege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard. This is the lion's voice, Ras Tafari.
Well, see, me do since me get the win, as you say, every media. I think I've done like 3 to 4 interviews in 10,000, like not like literally like 100 and odd in the email right now.
Wow.
And you know, as me say, that one you for we, you know, like that win ya and that music ya, I really for we, my lad. Me really put my heart and soul in it, and me really want bring forward the energy there to the forefront of what it feels like to be a human being, and just that conscious human being, and we're proud to be Rasta when we are walk out there, you know. So this was inevitably, it was just the time and forget it going. And then you know, mommy, as I say, I have a very strong environment around me. My team, as me say, like my team are all Ethiopian and Eritrean, my woman are Ethiopian Eritrean. So I always getting reminded, them no ramp to tell me, say, Kez, what you do? You know, you know, and mommy and daddy, them always, I make sure, say, we energy in at the right place, and we're close to RMO, Rastafari Manson's organization, and all of the works, them what the hurricane, like, we in a one space and circle where protect me, even with the noise, and it can fly up in my head. Me there around some really good people where I keep me leveled and grounded, you know. 3 days before I drop the album, I dropped a freestyle called Hollywood Freestyle, you know.
Big song.
And that really got that really helped just amplify the frequency, because it went viral, and you know, it went, you know.
Yeah, man,
and,
it went.
And
again,
it was
still Rastafari. It was still Rastafari. You know what I mean? That is what I applaud the eye, because you could have still, you know, bust a rhyme beat. You could have go, you know, any kind of
message, man, blood and fire, you know, is like,
man, I love it, man.
And then it was a moment where I did just feel what you feel, what you say you feel.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, yo, what we really do as a community, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
we just anything, we just easy for buyout, so we just easy for jump on any trend, so
yeah,
you know. I mean, not just Hollywood, they saw the beast left a mark. If you see me upon the platform, it's a rebel with a cause. No for them I sell them soul, I sign it in a class. Look, no for them in the camera getting caught. Anything for boss and anything for top the charts. And if me have to sell my body, keep on no applause. Me nah go freaky, nah go sell my body parts. No Puff P Diddy, nah go see me drop it jazz. Out there, you have to keep you alert. I did done them alone do community work. Cause the politician now stay true to them word. I know them I wonder to whom me refer. Could a JLP, PNP, the two no differ. 2 of them a crook, make me paint the picture. Take poor people money and not 2 deliver. Then want blame cartel and bounty killer. Yellow. Yo, come back round full circle, you know, it's like, you have to understand, you know, like, everybody in that category is backed by a multi-million-dollar company, you know, like you know. So, you know, I just never even think me did even have a chance. Me I gotta be real with you. Like, the nomination was just the win for me, like just being there, and and to be honest, if me did more upon a level, we probably wouldn't even go. Cause I don't really mind seeing that, you know. But
Yeah.
true, we know, say, yo, all right, we are do the work and we get a chance to go up on the global space. We are go over there and we are go over there with the whole team too.
Yeah.
And we go over there. But as you say, me was the only grassroots artist.
Yes.
You know, you had, you know, all the other ones, them were like, you know, Ineffable with Lila Ike and Indignation with Protege. Them you have Jesse with Easy Star, Mortimer with Easy Star. These are big companies, and Vibes Cartel is a big. He's independent, but we're talking about
man,
a massive. You know, so for me as a little youth with just me and three little Ethiopian and Eritrean behind me with them on the management team.
okay.
There's just no way. All when we go up on the red carpet, everybody have 10 people. One I hold them camera and I just me one day there with me inspired His Majesty car. The fit when me wear when me give me tailor. I just come me never wear a suit before, you know.
Okay.
We don't even know what that feel like for wear. So me I say me can't wear no suit and things. So me just send me tailor be a picture of His Majesty. All kind of picture, me just say something like this.
Yeah.
And me is not really a fashionable. Me simple. Me not like wear logo. Me not like none of them things. Me not really like. So me get the tailored fit pan the day, you know. Is upon the day me get it, you know. And me just a pray say it work out and it fit good and when you go me put it on and me say all right. It feel regal, you know.
Yeah, man.
And we go out there and even Bounty Killer himself, when I was sitting in the chair, did got some news that Lila Ike won.
Okay.
At the time. And I was seeing it on social media when I was sitting down and I was leaving the red carpet because the red carpet was like very far from the Staples Center, the arena. So when we are forward back now, everybody are call me and say, yo, you have to get back fast because they're about to call the thing. And then when I go in at the stadium, they want the whole another part. I couldn't find my seat. Anyway, I finally get and sit down and we did it. So even mentally, when them call me, I never even get to really sit down and get back my center. You know, it was like I just find my seat and then now them I do the thing and then through the blood spell with XX, the lady when she call the name, it's like she never say it confidently. It's like she said blood. Like I think she was having a little struggle.
Yeah.
Figuring out how to read the work and spell fire. FYAH, you know, we have to go sharp the thing. Iron sharp iron, as you say. We have to make sure it's well sharp. So I think she did have a little struggle saying it. And then usually they say your name first. But I think even my name, Keznamdi, was a hard. Every name found that something they did hard for read, you know?
Yeah.
And then when them say it, it was just like, yo, couldn't believe it. And then no. When me I walk up on the stairs, me realize me have to say something now, you know, cause me nobody never really tell me for prepare no speak. Me did just there for the experience and I try amplify the sound and with the monks with the other Grammys where I represent.
Yeah, man.
And me there and when we reach the top of the stairs now, me I say, what me I go say and me I walk and the first thing me just say as me say, reggae is a music where defend truths and rights, African liberation and black man redemption, you know, and then we give our thanks to everybody, the team and thing, and then we say, you know, we are do this for reggae and dancehall and culture and Jamaica, you know, and I never have nothing else to say. That's why Rastafari is a powerful word, you know, when you don't have nothing to say, you know, from you say Rastafari, you know, when we say true, we never did it, you know, you see when we say Rastafari, you know, I wish people could have experienced what it feel like for say that on such a global stage, you know. The whole when me did me I see Alicia Keys, me I see Kehlani, me I see Davido. So it's like me nervous when me up there I speak, you know, cause me a beer. It's not like say I see regular people, I see beer, Tapanaris people.
Yeah, where you know.
And I mean I say it's like I can't believe me did it. And then me did have more things that me did want to say, but just it was so overwhelming. All me could have said was Rastafari, you know.
What do you have to tell the people about Ras Tafari?
Light to the world. King of kings and the conquering line of the tribe of Judah. himself. Hey yo, yeah. Hear them high, hear the Black King on the 23rd of July. So tell them guy who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your night. From ancient time them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi, they stole my people. Then them come without them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill. The lion will come conquer through the tribe. Go through tribulation, I strive, see sufferation, I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in every ghetto area. We come to tell them in Toronto, straight at in.
So family, just give a warm Lion Pride welcome for the great Keznamdi. Big up yourself.
Yes, man. Love and honor, man. Give thanks, man. It's an honor to be here, man. This is easy. This is not even a thought. I'm glad say we can hold a reasoning amongst the item, you know? Real talk, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a joy. And we have a tradition here on the Lion Talk live show. We're going to ask the eye to step into the Lion Talk time machine and to take us to the moment of the eye birth. We want to get the eye origin story. The eye is one of the great, history right about the eye. So we want to hear the eye story from the eye own mouth. So take us from creation. Where the eye forward from?
Yeah, man. We forward from, we born down a UE. You know what I mean? That's how we neighbor string cut, you know what I mean? And we live uptown, up in the hills from where a little boy, come all the way up, born and growing at Jamaica, as you say, we go Andrews Prep, was the prep school where we did go. And then after prep school, we go Woolmers. We do first and second farm in a Woolmers, so we are Woolmerian. And then that is when mommy come home one day and take out a map and tell we say we are moved to Tanzania. Them time we don't even know what is Tanzania. Them time mommy say we are go Africa. Them time me I think Africa had us baboon and monkey and them thing there. That was our outlook because we were so limited with Jamaica, even with parents who talk so profoundly of Africa at the time. We still lowering at the frequency because of the media, you don't know.
Yes,
then we moved to Tanzania and we did.
Hold on, stick a pin because I have to big up my cousin, the great Chad Hines, who was the valedictorian at Woolmers. I don't want you to skip through what was Woolmers for the global audience that don't, because Jamaica have a pride thing about them high school, them culture. Talk about what it was like from the eye coming and going to Woolmers as a Rastafari youth.
Yeah, man. In them days, the Rastafari wasn't really what it is today, in terms of the fashion aspect, like no walking around in Jamaica, there's salons specifically for dreadlocks. And it's great to see, you know what I mean? Now you have people who all put on fake locks, which is we prefer them put on fake locks than the next thing. So we're still proud of it, say way. But I remember the memories of me remember in a Woolmers is actually a systematic fight. That was one of the biggest fight them we get as youth to come up, because for those who don't know, Jamaica is a dominantly Catholic country.
Yes.
So having locks on your head in those days wasn't the norm. It was actually the opposite, So I remember things that stick out in my memory in them days. There was mommy have to going down to the Ministry of Education for weeks before we could even get admitted in the school.
Wow.
Because they wanted us to cut our locks before we come into the school, because that was a requirement, you weren't allowed to wear certain things. So I definitely remember big up Mr. Myrie, the principal, same way. Him still allow for come through. And I remember every morning mommy have to make sure me ear well put up and neat and hide it well, like in a way, because it can't be in other way. But systematically remember them thing there as a youth. And just even I think Ras Rasai, who is an ex-artist, was the only Rasta at that time.
Okay.
We must me and him. So I remember even that connection as a youth. And I even remember Mr. Lance son them did go Woolman's too at the time. One of them or such, if I remember correctly. But we were the only natty like three away in the entire school, you know. So I remember those things. But other than that, as a youth, you know, we play enough football. We were that was a big part of our thing, and you know, regular life as a
Yeah,
Wilmerian
I
and as
wanted
a
to get to
Jamaican
that.
high school youth, you know.
I wanted to get to that because I know there is a big footballer too. You know, that is
Yeah,
the next part we can
yeah.
separate from there. Talk about your football experience.
Well, you know, football, you know, was real is my really my first love. It was the first thing that I had a discipline for before music. It was something the first thing that, you know, I had a discipline where I would wake up every morning and go jog, and you know, my father really instilled that and make sure say if I football we I do it take serious. So before even music, I wasn't really the natural talent in the family when it come on to music, because
Okay.
I never really could I wasn't a singer or anything. I was doing my little hip hop thing and my little
Yeah.
rap thing them time there, and but you know, in the household, mommy and daddy are musicians, so you know, when them did have rehearsal or studio session, would always just go fumble around with the instruments in between time and after. But it wasn't really like nothing, it was really football, you know. My sister them could have sing.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
were the real talent, you know, and you know, in our family we have a high bar for excellence. So it's
Yeah,
like
man.
if you're not really sing and play instrument, coming like it's a joke thing. So for me, football I was really good at. So it's a thing where we take the family did really push I and I and support we in every game. Daddy them used to come at the game them and I'll get banners, and cause my father a rebelling at them time for TikTok, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. But yeah, man. Enough time the coach them never even play because we are Rasta. And my father
Okay.
have to stand up and fight there as youth.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson anyway there, you know yourself as my coach. But big up same speed. But yeah, man, football was the joy. Football is what really kind of saved me in a way where keep me focused, because you know, school, as me say, we have a high bar and excellence. The whole of my sister them get full scholarship for go to Stanford. Mommy go get full scholarship for go to
Yeah,
Harvard,
man. Yeah, man.
Berkeley. You know, so me was kind of like the one where them never did know how to figure out. But the way my father now did use football for kind of
Growing you. Growing you.
for kind of use that as a way for get through to my consciousness, for kind of, you know, like you want to play upon the team, you better get your grades, and you better certain thing, because you're not gonna be able to can play upon the team, you know. So I
Yes.
saw that
Yes.
we did get to use football as a discipline for help guide me and keep me mature and not get, you know, keep me upon a level, you know. But we grew up in a household all girls, you know. Me are the only boy. That's why
Yes.
my name Keznamdi. Kez
Okay.
is a title, whereas is Kes really, and it's like a title in Ethiopia for a high priest, really.
Okay.
And then Namdi, me is a West African name from Nigeria, where
Okay.
me the son who saved his father's name. So you
Okay.
put them thing there together. Them of my parents join the name as Kez Namdi, the high priest, the high prince, who saved his father's name, because I'm in a family of um the only one carrying on my father last name, you know. And even my father himself was in he was the only boy amongst four girls, same order, three
Okay.
girl, then him, then a next girl, and then the same thing with me, three, Camila, Kimani, Kelisa, then me, then Kadia. So
Okay.
you know, yeah, man, that is
Mighty, mighty, mighty.
yeah.
One of the things that you taught, and I have two teenagers right now, so this touched my heart, you know, before we
Mm,
started filming there. I say, as a youth, you never really hold the order to the heights. You know, you used to eat some chicken and them thing. They talk about that struggle, how your parents dealt with, you know, the eye, maybe experimenting with what you see at school. Because this is the challenge I know a lot of Rastafari parents are having right now. It's one of the most difficult
mhm.
things, but I think your experience is a kind of inspiration
Yeah,
for us.
I feel like Going into an institution where you're not around like-minded people is one of the hardest things. You know, so like even for me, I have two sons now, Kesale and Kesete, and before I had them in an institution where the principles were me take things serious is like them never really take it serious. So it was very hard to parent my child
Yes.
because they're in an environment most of their day where them don't value the same things. Now I've moved them over to a Waldorf school, and it's
Okay.
just like a breath of fresh air where it's just like they don't watch any screens. My none of my youth them never even watch a screen. The most them can watch from screen is like animals in a Serengeti or that are them
Okay.
screen time. But boredom is a huge factor in our household with my kids. And I feel like it was the same with my parents, where boredom is where where your imagination really get for develop. You know, when you're
Yes.
highly stimulated by screen and thing, you don't really get for look
Yes.
inward, you know, for
Yes.
find out and be comfortable with loneliness and who you is as a person. But anyway, going back to the institution, you know, we grew up in a Jamaica. So, you
Yeah.
know, there's not really many options out there for like-minded people, you know, in other things. So we're going around a lot of people who is eating chicken, beef. In my household, there was no meat in our pot. You know,
Yes.
when you're
Yes.
home, it's all vegetarian food. However, I found that my parents found a very good balance with not forcing them principles on us and still allowing us to be who we are and what we want to be, and
Yes.
but still I
Yes.
show them say, yo, this is the way, you know, but them allow you for be who you is. And so as I said, we were allowed to eat chicken and fish and not beef though. We never eat beef in my life, but chicken and fish was something that we ate outside of the household. Like if I go over my auntie them, or if me there at school and them thing there. And funny enough, still in high school at 16 years old, I remember at that time I was just awakening to myself and start to question things. I was watching a lot of conspiracies
Okay.
and theories, and me start get deep in the thing when me start bona fire at 16. I think that's what, ninth grade.
Yes.
And I remember coming home one day and I just tell my father and mommy say, yo, you know, say me I got done with this chicken thing.
Wow.
And fish wasn't I never the only fish one I did really like was escovitch fish, really. I
Yeah.
never really was a person what did really, so fish wasn't hard for me to give up, but I was eating a lot of chicken at that time. That was in Ethiopia too. That
Okay.
was when I made that decision. And I think also being in Ethiopia, spirituality was a big thing growing up in there in that environment, and they did a lot of fasting.
Okay.
So because of that also, they fast half of the year and the other half them eat. So it was even a little bit more easier. But I definitely remember coming home and being the only person within my group of friends where they say, yo, you know, say, I'm done off for this flesh thing. I mean, I gotta really take this thing yeah, a little bit more serious, and looking forward to it now is really become my parents did kind of free we, you know, and grow we free, make we come back round the full cycle. And it's the same thing in our music,
Yes.
where I was doing a lot of hip hop at the time. And you know, it was a disconnect, and my father, them, what my father, my mother was more kind of the one we kind of come and listen to what the little poetry them what we did I write. But my father
Yes.
say, I do that thing that, you know what I mean, a joke thing that, you know, and them time them used to feel like say, my father almost like fight against me in a way,
Yeah.
because when it
Yeah.
come on to Kelly now and she a sing and him carry her go studio, and him never
Yes.
did that take
Yes.
me go studio. So but looking forward at it again now is like me understand what daddy was trying to do. And the first thing when him said to me says, you know, son, if you want the music and thing, if you want to go in a studio, you have to learn an instrument. That are the first
Okay.
thing, you know, and
Okay.
that was the first thing. Him show me my first two chords upon the guitar, and that changed my life forever. His guitar teach me how to sing, you know, because
Okay.
I love poetry. Was
Yes.
writing was my first love. I remember doing a lot of poetry at 12 years old, 13, writing out lyrics, and because I couldn't sing. But the minute I strum them first two chords upon the guitar, it kind of had that internet in a
Key.
and because at the end of the day, a human being, you can't control a human being, them born
No.
in them own journey, the most you can do as a parent is guide them
Mm-hmm.
and be a guidance, but you cannot be a. I feel like if my parents did come on and tell me, yo, you can't eat chicken, and my father, one of them father them, and him know saying at them days at 12, 13 year old, I love Kentucky and KFC, and him come and buy we a box of key, and them man they don't even deal with them things. But just for sure you though, the
Yeah.
meds where it's not a thing, and then here comes at 16, we make that own decision for myself. And up to
Mighty.
this day, I don't, since 16 years old, I don't eat no flesh since that day there, and don't even have a thirst or even
Yes. A thought.
curiosity. I thought
Yes.
again, I mean, I'm a can all cook chicken for my brethren them right now, same way.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I not have no kind of judgment towards them thing there. So I think for any parent listening who is having a struggle with them kids, I think is allowing them to be and is more trying to inspire them rather than to tell them. You
Exactly.
can't tell nobody nothing, especially when a youth reach 12, 13. Him kind of is him own human already.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They
You
hide
can't
and do it.
really
They may
change
hide
him
and do
after that.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
They may
you know
hide
what I
and
mean?
do
So,
things.
yeah, and as I say, and I remember now when I start make music now, I'm start recording songs and I started to get better. It still wasn't a cause behind it. It was just flows, rhyming, rapping. So still my father used to come to me and say, yo, youth, are the reggae, the people them want. Me used to just say, Daddy, oh yeah, talk about man, this are the future. And you see it me travel all the way around. If you listen to my album them, I'm a
Yes.
project them from Bridging the Gap EP to
Yes.
Skyline Levels to Bloodline to Blood and Fire. We come
Yes.
right back round to what my father did I say. And it's like
Yeah, man.
even my Temesken, who is a director on in the company on what we're doing.
Okay.
Um him laugh we laugh about it because it's like me wish me did I listen to my father from
Them
years
time.
ago. From
Yes.
them time they say, yo, a reggae are the thing and that the world want. But it good same way because again, him inspire me and him allow me to make me trek and go
Yes.
around. And I was able to still bring those elements into the
Key.
root and the foundation of what my father said for me. But still, you can hear the travels that I made as my own personal journey. And yeah, man, mommy and daddy read Chakula and Goldilocks, man. Trust me, man, I love them dearly, man. Them really, I'm so privileged to have
Yeah, man.
parents like that, where me never have to go far for Rastafari. Rastafari, they right on my doorstep. Most of my peers, them, and even the artists, them, what you call them, did have to go out and venture out for find Rastafari. I never have to do that from a born. My father, them, grew me free. Free,
Yes.
even my uncle them and auntie them never like how my father them did a raise we because we grow
Yes.
so free,
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Mindful. Mindful. So in that regard, just because you have a Rastafari family, it doesn't mean that you are going to accept the divinity of His Imperial Majesty.
And I just remember that very, like those memories stand out for me where, you know, the spirituality in that church there.
Mhm.
And at a young age, but it was a different kind of Christianity. It was like a
Yes.
Rasta Christian, even though it was Orthodox. Car the Orthodox never them never really like Rasta too, you know. The Orthodox
Yes.
in the Ethiopian, because
Yes.
you know at the
Yes.
end of the day we come with locks and we are smoking, and so it's a way more strict. The Orthodox faith is a very strict one, you know. So I
Yes.
felt like the
Yes.
priests them from Ethiopia and stuff, and who did come down and start the church, they were very intimidated by the
Yes.
Rasta man them. But what was the ironic thing? It was the Rasta them what was filling up their church. So
Okay.
you imagine now going to a church now where it's the Orthodox faith, but then now the music being played is Naya Bingi drumming and chanting. And I just remember that as a youth where every Sunday it was where all of the Rasta youth them did congregate.
Okay.
Where you would be able to see all of the Rasta them in a one place and all of the Rasta youth them, and it was just like it felt so good to
Nice.
be around all of the childrens of the Rasta, the second generation, and all of them, and everybody have locks, and you just for once felt a part of something. It was the only place I would have said as a youth where me feel a part of something, because me grew up mixed race. So
Yes.
me no black, me no white, me no know where me stand. Who know on top of that, me go around my family, we are the only Rasta. So when you're there on my mother's side of the family and my father's side of the family, we still is an outcast. So I
Yes.
never did
Yes.
feel, but when we're amongst the Orthodox and in that setting there, it was really a thing, you know, seeing that and seeing, and you have to, you know, looking forward at it again. The elder them did really have some faith, you know,
Okay.
to make sure say we have those experiences as youth, and make sure we wake up every Sunday and go to church.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
I don't know if anybody who is Orthodox, but you have to stand up, you know. In a them church, you have to stand up for all 3 hours, you know, no matter if you're a little picnic or nothing, you know.
Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
can't eat till later down, you know, till so it was hard as youth, forgot you
Yes.
them thing
Yes.
there. And
Yes.
man,
Yes.
I remember
Yes.
the little security them at the church gate, them dress up in a His Majesty kind of security clothes, and them have some rod in and them have beat you if you sit down, you know. I remember them thing there. And
That.
but um but in terms of now His Majesty now.
Yeah. How you see His Majesty as an
No, His
artist?
Majesty, no, going back to that question, but I did want to lay that foundation
Yeah,
there
man. No,
first
no. Important. Important. And
for
this is the
make people
platform for that.
understand the spirituality part of it first, you
Yeah,
know,
man.
and
Definitely.
then now, um, obviously, you know, the His Majesty growing up was one of the highest regards of figures in our family. So
Yes.
naturally, we know growing up as a youth, we are say, yo, are the king, we have to have reverence. But I feel like when my serious dive started with His Majesty was at 16 years old. Again, the
Okay.
time when I tell you, no, some
Yes.
stop eat the flesh. And
Yes.
that was, and then again at that time that was me in Ethiopia. So
Yes. Yes.
now you're experiencing the king in a different way, because now you are in a country where there's a lot of propaganda around the king because of the
Yes.
politics. So there was a lot of mixed opinions about the king, where a lot of Ethiopians don't like His Majesty
Of course.
because the Derg spent a lot of time to really delete all of the works and discredit all of the thing them were His Majesty, and beyond just His Majesty's the entire monarchy, and that of before His Majesty Yanis the Fourth, Menelik the Second, is like they came with a thing for just dilute the whole of
Yes.
that. So here comes this next generation, them grown up they don't really understand the importance what Africa His Majesty was for not just Ethiopia but for Africa, and not just for Africans but Africans in the diaspora. Them not really understand the divine work that Him was doing, you know. But anyway, in Ethiopia, that was a big culture shock for me, because I'm like, we're
Yes.
coming to Ethiopia where the king come from now, and is a big where I get fear, and
Yes,
then
yes,
is the total opposite, you know? And
yes,
it's like,
yes.
wow, you know, but that's when now I started to do my own. In those days we used to go bing enough in Ethiopia. That
Okay,
used to take with to Bingi in a Shashemani, and we used to
okay.
that was our little daddy did make sure him take with to all of these the the
EWS?
EWF. We did go to
Yes, yes,
enough of them thing there, enough of those congregations as a youth, and that was very inspiring for me because now I'm 16, so now I'm at a point where I'm understanding now the language. I'm reading the literature, the speeches of His Majesty.
yes.
We're going to the palace, and seeing the throne, and you're hearing these stories. And then on top of that, now we're around the people who actually love His Majesty, the
Okay,
Ethiopians now,
yes.
like those who still they were 16 years old, 70. So them them time where them finally I get for graduate, so them have all them best friends. So I remember seeing my sisters crying and them never want to leave, and it was almost like my mother was almost like an enemy in a sense, because it's like, what you're taking me away from what I know as home, bringing me in this, what we doing, you know. I remember seeing that as a young youth and trying to make understanding of it. For me, I was just excited. I even remember in our Woolmers, we did go all the way to finals in our Interfarm.
Yes.
And we did have a bad side. I think we did then a 1M or no 2M or whatever. And we go all the way to the finals. And and the whole school was watching, and then we go into penalties, and me missed the penalty.
Wow.
And we lose, and the whole school, you know. And I remember knowing, because we were going to Tanzania, that was towards the end of the year, and I never went back to school. I cried to daddy, and I said, Daddy, we don't want to go back to school tomorrow. We are moved, go to Tanzania. Please, me, I beg you. And since we missed the penalty at Ulmers, me never go back to Ulmers after that, you know. Up to this day, my school friend them still remind me and say, brother, I'm still vexed with you if you miss the penalty, you know. You know. But anyway, moving to Tanzania now, I'm glad you said football, because honestly, is that really helped me? Because the little red boy did a go down in the ghetto. When I have to understand, you know, the ghetto in a Jamaica coming like uptown, you know.
Yes.
It's not like the ghetto in Africa. It's different in Tanzania. Real poverty when it comes on to certain things, you know. And yeah, I remember just being the little red boy in a them place, in a some little crevice. Them have a little field where just dirt, red dirt. When we don't play football, my whole of my locks everywhere just full of dirt.
Wow.
But we were really good at football amongst the African kids them.
Yes.
So them did love we and rate, and then worse we are Rasta and reggae, and you know, so it did make it really amongst the that's what did really make me tap into the depth of the Tanzanian culture and Ethiopian culture, because we did go to our English school too.
Yes.
So it was still English school is like, you know, really the thing, but it's really the football did really grow me and bring me amongst places. It's really the football bring me in the depths of certain place in Tanzania, and we get to travel and
universal language.
And at that time.
Okay, Wi-Fi the guy. Are you that? You want to make an appearance on the show and we never book you?
Somebody call me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I hear me.
Yeah, man. I hear the eye.
Hold on, that's correct. So remember being even certain times like I play for one of the bad club them in Tanzania, and when halftime I go on and the coach I give the orders for what we need to do. Me not understand one word, because they must speak in a Kiswahili, and me are the only one where just sit down and the coach kind of fear. You know, but we was the one who was scoring all the goals.
Yes.
Like I was a step ahead of the rest, you know, because I was training a lot, very little distractions, because I never really have much friend them time, because we don't know the language, you don't know the food. We landing at this place here, we don't know nothing we don't know, you know. And I think that experience also brought our family a little closer, because we didn't know nobody, so it's really we, you know what I mean, our little joy, and it was really amongst we. And worse, Rasta too is like you just you stand out way much more, you know. Living in Tanzania, Tanzania is a place where I probably would have go forward and probably retire and go live there. So again, I really love Tanzania, you know.
Nice. Did you learn the Swahili? Did you learn the Kiswahili?
Yes, so Kiswahili. I, because of football again, it forced me to pick up the language really well. It was me and my family now when we'd go out, in other words, I me know the street lingo, or for speak Kiswahili. and know how for what the, family did use me for kind of talk certain way to the locals them because I was the one, the I remember me was the boy,
Yes, yes.
and Tanzania is a very bicycle culture. Everybody ride bicycle.
Okay.
So for me, bicycle, certain place when we go with bicycle. If my mother, father ever know, say at them place they will go with a bicycle and them place there,
Yes. Yeah,
But we
yeah.
go all about and everywhere on my bicycle, them and ride around the whole place and yeah, man, we did end up pick up Kiswahili really well too. Like I was
Nice.
almost, I forget most of it now still, cause I don't
Uh-oh. At that
pra-
Naga ask, yeah, if you
practice
remember
it.
the language.
Najua Kiswahili, najua kidogo Kiswahili. Me know a little bit now, but
Okay.
yeah, man, we did know the language pretty well, I would say, definitely. And then but in a Tanzania there wasn't really as strong of a Rastafari presence.
Okay.
Is when we moved to Ethiopia now.
All right.
That's when now certain deeper connection happen now because there's a lot of Jamaicans there.
Yeah.
The love for Rastafari is a lot more, it's you're going into a country now where have a lot more pride for themselves. In a Tanzania, the Indians really run the country and almost take advantage of the Africans
Yeah.
in a very
Yeah.
horrible way they're treated. Them treat Africans really like in a horrible way, But in Ethiopia was different. We're talking about a people that never been colonized, very prideful.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, Tanzania was just very loose, like anything goes, no really much thing. But in
Yes.
Ethiopia, it was very strict. I remember you seeing soldiers on every street corner, every stoplight, you seeing 3, 4 soldier. Very
Yes.
strict. Even couple time when daddy raised the Lion of Judah flag, daddy them get locked up on them thing. That's how strict them
Wow.
was.
Okay.
So because obviously it's the Derg and them have them penta
Yes.
the blue in the flag,
Yes.
so for we was a threat, like
Yes. Yes.
cause
Yes.
we are going to say Rastafari any little stage. Daddy them and mommy them was performing a lot on the local scene with
Yes.
ones like Sanjay, big up Sanjay, who is a big Jamaican reggae artist out there that the whole community and Ethiopia following big time. But as I say, it was a lot more Rastafari and Jamaicans there,
In
um
Ethiopia.
in Ethiopia,
Did
Yeah,
you
man.
learn any Amharic?
So no, Amharic now was I never got to learn much Amharic because
Okay.
it was a different alphabet. I think
Yes.
Kiswahili is still the same alphabet. You can still
Yes.
read it, because even like mommy did make we take some classes too, so that really did help create a foundation of
Yes.
understanding how the noun and the verbs and everything work. But Amharic, man, that was a hard one because it's a different alphabet. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
never have the patience for really sit down and use it. But I had a lot of friends there and local friends there where help we navigate through. And to be honest, a lot more people in Ethiopia could have speak English if I was to be real.
Yes.
But that, we still learn the little thing them, like left, right. How do you
Yes.
get here? What's your name? How old are you? We didn't know the little thing them same way forget around when we in the city and after where do you go to get this, the food, them, the name, so
Yes.
we
Yes.
still I remember the food was a big part too because we love the food because it was as they spend a lot of time fasting.
Yes.
So
Injera.
vegetarian food
Yes.
was like them have shodo which is made from chickpeas. Them have meser which is like red lentils. Them have
Yes.
all kind of food, man, and good teas. I remember drinking tea a lot in Ethiopia too. But yeah, man, that was, and then football again, the same
Yes.
storyline. We are
Yes.
go down in the ghetto and I play ball with some of and the Ethiopian them did bad in a football too. Wicked little ball of
Okay.
them. Yeah, man. So we did venture out enough in the And then we were older now. We were, 16, but we are big
Yes.
people now as 16, 17. So we could have the nightlife. I remember,
Okay.
going out a lot and venturing out in the country as a more adult kind of vibe. And the way
Yeah,
how
yeah,
my parents them raised me, from I reach 16, I could have do anything really at them, because
yeah.
me did them system me did have my head on my shoulder a certain way. So there wasn't really much restriction on what we could
Restriction.
have do, and so we did
Yes,
really
yes.
live free in Ethiopia too. Yeah, man.
Beautiful. And one of the things I love about the I family is the closeness. You can see it's a natural, it's not a forced thing. You know what I mean? Just how the I them speak about each other, how the I them interact, you know what I mean? Talk about the importance of your sisters in guiding the I and the part that they have played in the I uprising.
Yeah, man. As I say, um, that move to Africa brought us very. When we were living in Jamaica, we weren't really close. Me I do my thing,
Yeah,
Kimani I do her fair thing, Camila with her. We weren't really we in a Jamaica, But
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the main ingredient to our closeness is when we all moved to Africa, because now we were all that we have. I remember at that time, Daddy was traveling a lot too, back and forth. So he did spend a lot of time still having business and him life in a Jamaica. So
Yes.
there was, and then mommy work ethic, as you know, her work ethic.
Yeah, man.
Mommy used to wake up 2 a.m. Every single morning. My mother wake up 2 a.m.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
she come back from work till about 9 p.m., 10 p.m. them time, 8 p.m. just right as dinner comes. So at that time, I spent a lot of time with my older sisters. Is my sister
Yes.
them used to pick me up from school, make sure say certain homework or make sure certain things. So it was really my sisters were Kelly-san, Kimani, and them were the ones
Yes.
kind of in the household
Yes.
playing the older one in the family. So naturally the respect for them is really high. And then I think even with just woman too,
Yes.
me get fit, all the women in my family are very strong woman, all of them very like as lioness as it gets,
Yes.
in
Yes.
them own way, and very stubborn and very so, growing up with those kind of in woman influences, is like a woman have to come correct too, for me. And
Yes.
also,
Yes. You
when we are go
protect
through a
them.
stage as a young youth and girl,
Yes.
we main focus. We did have the little edge because we have sisters, so we know if we have the
Yes.
naturalness when we attack to woman as a little young red
Yes.
ras
Yes.
or run round, and
I can
so
imagine.
yeah, man. And even them thing that Camila was one of them sister they were used to bust whip on her friend them little sister, and we live them kind of joy amongst the sister them.
Yeah, man. We give thanks. Give thanks.
Yeah,
That's a
man.
joy. That's a joy. And I think the first time I saw the eye was a song called The Gideon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I hear of that. This was the whole reggae revival was in like full swing. I was a witness. So well, take us from Africa, returning to Jamaica. Take us to leaving Africa now and returning to Jamaica. What was that like?
So in my final year of high school now, graduating, as I said, I was a regular student, B's or whatever. It wasn't like I had a strong academic profile, So there
Yeah.
was compared to my sisters who from them I apply to college, every college want them and I fight over them and I give them scholarship. So now for me, that was a big question mark for me. And at that time, I knew that I wanted to do music. However, in that time, my mad being parents and also ones in the music industry, them believe in education and still want, but I was like, yo, more a music more. And I remember going through my schooling and looking at the schools. I wanted to go to the Berkeley School of Music, but again, to get into those kind of schools, you have to be learning music from prep school, coming up on level 1, level 7 pianists and forgetting at them schools. So there was no way I was going to get into those schools.
Yeah.
So sending out all of my applications and not really getting much response from the schools. There was one school where I remember I created a football video of all the highlights because at that time I was excelling. Like in that year, I was the captain of my football team. I bring my school to all the finals. Like my school before that would never even couldn't even play when I came to ICS. There was 3 other youth where did forward to, which was one youth from South Africa named Didi and a next youth named Bennett from Uganda. And there's some big black man, them were really good at football too. So we
So
did
like
kind of hold the
Destiny,
sense.
as a Destiny squad.
So the culture, we changed the culture of our squad. And my father now did come coaching, not the coach. when me start even learn about Manly P Hall and them Monday and start.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
No
Don't
booking
sorry.
agent that I call me, you know the
Yeah,
bookings
no
them are
problem.
coming in. When I
We're
hear me,
gonna get to the Grammy. We're gonna get to the Grammy, but this is so
Yush,
fascinating. Reggae revival. Talk about the unfolding.
yo, yo.
Yeah, man. You hear right? All right. We had a little glitch. We'll wait for the brethren to come forward. Yeah, man. We have Grammy-winning reggae artist
Yeah.
Keznamdi. If you're watching live, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. This is the Lion Voice Network. We're the fastest growing Rastafari platform on the planet. Big up our Lion Pride. We have here Grammy winning Rastafari, second generation. We're getting the story. The Lion is telling his own story. If you have questions, put them in the comments. We'll get to them. But continue the unfolding of the reggae revival.
Yeah, man, and I remember. So Kabaka, I want to say this, if I was to be
Yeah,
really true, Kabaka played an important role in our spiritual journey,
big up
because he was
Kabaka.
bringing forth some deep spiritual principles in the music where me as a youth, Kabaka we elder, like, when we are high school, them man there, I used to see Kabaka give out CD, Sovereign and them thing there as a little youth,
Okay, okay.
them first mixtape, and those mixtapes were like what I like. It was the coolest thing. I said, I can't believe say there's a little Rasta youth where I sing them thing because there wasn't really much young youth that sing about them thing in a
Yeah,
creative way
yeah,
where I would have love it. So
yeah.
um yeah, man. So I remember now coming back to California now, and it's just like, why am I here? And then no, it was now at a point now where, all right, clearly this football thing now continue. I know it's like this decision where I'm going to have to either take out a loan to continue my schooling, because this football scholarship now gonna work because I ain't playing.
Yeah, yeah.
So now is like that crossroads hit me now. And then that's when I even mommy probably know this now still, but after a while me just stop go school. Because
Okay,
when I realize me did have to take loan, but mommy never know for a good little while she still did things say we
okay.
there in our school and thing. our songs and Jimmy Fallon singing Jana and song, Jesse
Yes,
song,
yes,
giving us
yes, yes, yes.
legitimacy, within the movement and within the thing,
Big.
and
I,
then
I, I always say that Chronic's bossa Kenya first.
yeah, man.
How you feel about that as a man when know the Africa scene?
Yeah, man, I feel like that was a pivotal moment also in the movement because
Yes,
we weren't really thinking that. As I said, I don't feel
yes,
like nobody within we. Yeah, we want to get big, but we never really think. That
yes,
wasn't even fathomable at the time,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
at least Chronix was becoming. A lot of people don't realize that in Africa, reggae music is pop music.
yes,
So it is the main music. They don't listen to hip hop music because they can't relate to the storyline of a hip hop rapper.
yeah,
But can they relate to the storyline of a Sizzla Kalonji
yes,
or Highway? Yes, that's the storyline that an African in the village can relate to. So
yes,
when Jamar started, Chronic started to get behind the curtain and the dancehall
yes,
scene circuit and thing now, Africa was calling, but most people, most entertainers out of Jamaica, even when Africa is calling, they don't really take it serious. But
yes,
now, true, we have the Rasta Foundation now. That bigger,
yes,
that more shinier to we, or more attractive to
of
we.
course.
Kenya call, and I remember that. I remember him going to Kenya with him and two musicians
Yes,
and performing for like some it was a government thing, a peace thing and thing, but it was just a big thing because it's like, yo, one of we I go and I represent the thing and playing for all these prestige, not even our own government want to see we. Much
yes,
less, and then the Kenyan government want chronics. That's
yeah,
huge. And
man,
then
big, big,
one of the most pivotal thing in the movement was the capitalist rhythm where Zinc Fence produced. Because that was
yes,
the rhythm now where man a real warrior today,
yes,
warrior tomorrow,
big, big,
same
big,
way.
yeah, man, big,
Yeah. And then
yes,
you have in the Gideon, there is a trillion. And then you
yes,
had songs, about poor people. Them not give
yes,
a damn about poor. And remember, Little Joe, them did still in that vein there
yeah,
with,
man,
with some of them things. So there was a lot of currency
rest in
because
power,
now
yeah, man,
what was happening now, the collaboration start to happen. So before
yes,
it was all of us just performing together, and then the collaborations, and then that juggling rhythm that Zinc Fence produced
yeah, man, big,
brought us together even more because now all of us would be going performing our song on this one rhythm. In
yes,
fact, the first time any of us, all of us went on one stage together was at the Bridging the Gap EP that I did at the Bridging at Ronnie Williams.
okay.
And it was the launch of my EP, and at that time the movement really up on a current.
What year?
And
What year are we talking here?
2012, 2013,
Yeah, man. All right.
and or 2014, right there. So and we did a free show at the Ronnie Williams, I remember. One of the people working with us at the time, he worked for Jaria or something,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
or
yeah,
one
yes.
of them company there, and they were in control of the Ronnie Williams. So we got it at a almost not free, but almost free.
Yeah, yeah.
Where and then my cousin Stephen, he has a sound system called Supreme Sound, so him did was able to bring him sound system for little and free too. So we did just keep a free show and it did
Man.
ram. And it was the
Okay.
first time Dre Island, Protege, Keznamdi, Jesse Royal,
Wow.
Calico, Kabaka Pyramid, John Nine, like Micah Shemaya, Raging Fire, all of us was on that one stage for the first time.
Mighty, mighty.
And that was one of the first time all the press was there. It was a moment,
Yes.
man. It was a movement. It was a special thing, and it was a special time and very important for our generation because one thing I want to make clearly is that the reggae revival is a controversial thing at a
Yes.
time because
Yes.
I want everybody to understand. So the reggae revival, this wasn't the first time it happened with we. The
No.
reggae revival happened many times before us.
Yes.
The reggae revival happened in a Bob Marley days where there was a
I
birth
said
of a conscious movement.
I said that.
And then Same thing come down with Sizzla, Buju, all of them, Taros. There was always
Waves. It comes in waves.
it's forward in waves,
Yeah.
and so with our movement, when we say reggae revival, we now say we is this big thing. It's just Dirty Bookman come and term it
Yeah.
as a
As
writer,
the writer,
which
big
was
up Dirty
also
Bookman.
important,
Yeah,
to give it
man.
a term and give it a meaning, which I think, at first I was like, I don't want to put it in a box, but then as I get older, I get to understand. I think that was important. But the
Yeah, man.
reason why I never
Definitely.
like it because I felt like it created some kind of separation with the ones before us, where
Yes, yes,
it's
yes,
like this feeling of who is you, and it's
yes.
true. Who is we? You know what I mean? Without the ones before us, we wouldn't have stand up on a stage for no Grammy.
Yeah,
At them set the foundation. You know what I mean? For we, if we can day up there now
of
and
course.
when Toots them and the whole of them and Bob them go tour out the whole of America. So come we can tour America and
Of
Europe
course.
now. It's because
Of
of the.
course.
So when we come and attack about reggae, it was like, well, I want to them little boy, So
Yeah, yeah.
it created some kind of
Vibration.
conversation. But so that's why I want to make it clear. Say this
Yeah,
is not
yeah,
the
yeah.
first time the reggae revival happened. This is just
But,
in
but but it
our
was
time.
good too. It was good too because that conversation or the conversation propelled it further because now people had to take stamp of the state of reggae in Jamaica. And I think that revival come with the drone shots and it's like it's a tourist board and you know what I mean the quality of the video production from the ones forwarding from Edna Manley and all different side and tribe it was and that's the thing I loved about
And even
the
the graphics,
revival.
not just even the
The
videos,
graphics
but
too.
like
Yeah
when
man.
Taj them, I remember when Taj them did come with Diggy, who is Royal Blue bigger brother. Taj is the first time he's starting to see art again amongst the
Yes.
music,
Yeah
where
man.
P had real painted album covers and it
Yes.
was bringing back a body of work again. It wasn't just you had short song, 100 song. It was like no, you have to forward with a body of work and I think the global scene really responded to that way quicker than even Jamaica still a catch up and them just a realize Bowie right now,
I'm
So
telling you, and that's so important. And I want to get to the album. We're gonna get to Blood and Fire. I know everybody want to hear about the album because this album to me is the culmination where I was hoping to see the reggae revival go. The higher holder frequency right there. I've talked to Kabaka, I talked to Janine, and I'll get everyone up here in due season. You know what I mean? But one of the things I say whenever, because I'm a little older than the item, So, and I was in DC, Chad and I been give them time there. And, militancy, we come up on Sizzla Kalanji, Capleton in the heart of that revival. So the reggae revival when it forward, it brought a new energy, like it shot the system forward to what I mean. Because one of the things we were saying, we're not seeing a youth forward. Like when I forward into the movement, there were so many young people, so many university students, ghetto youth, the whole way a link, and as we chat now, we didn't see that coming behind us, and then all of a sudden this reggae revival spring up, and it's like the thing does wake up again, you know what I mean? And we're seeing Rastafari, Janine, tell her New Name is one of my favorite songs in her life. You know what I mean? When we see New Name, Iba Mar, you know how
Iba
great
Mar,
again.
almost forget
Yeah,
Iba, yeah.
yeah. How great is him? You know what I
Mm.
mean? All of these songs of praise, which I feel like we don't get them a lot now, and then the social commentary, all of these things start to forward. And I told, you know, and I said this to Bookman too. I feel that the revival is not having that impact now because the ones them, well, first of all, they had them now link like one time, and then also that focus of that Rastafari. To me, Rastafari is the power, is, you know, the might of the Trinity, the power. Anytime young people from Jamaica hold on to Rastafari and put it in a reggae, it goes global. That
Yes,
is
man.
like the secret recipe from
Yup.
Bob Time to Sizzler to Garnet to that whole, you know what I mean? And the item prove that in this modern era it does work. But over time, and I understand, because as an attorney, I understand that the realities of the business start coming. Everybody have a different team. You're touring this, that, you know what I mean. So the business parts, you know, so we can't link like one time, because now I have to stay on the road because I have musicians that have families, they're adults too. They have youths too. So, you know what I mean? I have to get bookings. I have to keep this train moving because them time they the thing a move. So you might not be together as much. A lot of people don't understand that side. But that's the reality. However, you know what I mean? What happens is that the frequency and that power that was there in the early day that caused that spark. And now we see in reggae, people not touring with bands again. It's almost like it gone back down to where it was. You know what I mean? It built up to a level. But now when I was listening to the I album, I'm coming to the I album. I'm long-winded. My audience know that, so them love
Yeah,
I.
yeah, yeah,
But
man.
you know, coming to the I album now, you know what I mean? This, it was so refreshing to I, because every song, there's no skips on this album. First and foremost, let me say
Big
that
time.
there's no skips
Yeah,
on the
man.
album. Every song, the first song end with Dr. Ericana, who's, you know, someone women love. I talk about, you know, colonialism, and so I said, all right, the man will come hard, you know. And then of course Calissa got the angelic voice, you know what I mean? So when you hear a song like I Am, you know what I mean, it's like it a transport you into an auditory experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and as I'm listening to the album, you know what I mean, I said, this man I sing for Rastafari people. It's like it's almost like a love letter to the
Yeah.
Rastafari community that grow
Yeah, man.
there. You know what I mean? That's how I really interpret it. Talk about the album. What was the inspiration to come with this at this time, at this hour?
I think even just before me even get there, I want a lot of people to understand, when them talk about reggae, and there's this narrative where, yo, the youth them now make the reggae. And I want, what people need to understand is that our generation is the first generation where there was nothing for us, There
No,
was no infrastructure,
no,
Remember, when Caesar them a come up, them have Fatis, who was
yes,
a machine.
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
VP, who was like releasing a lot. There was, most of us never have no label or no nothing, So we did have to really take a lot of time. I took a lot of years of time where I should have been working on music, building up my label,
hmm,
because I had to figure out a way to get my music to the masses, and I'm not the only one within this movement where they struggle with that. You know what I mean? Where I would have said our generation get the least amount of funding when it come on to works and like
serious.
funding from a company,
Yeah,
you know.
man, serious.
And because when you think about VP, they had Sean Paul, who was doing crazy numbers, where Sean Paul's catalog funded a lot of VP's projects,
Yeah,
and
man, straight.
Green Sleeves, and there was a lot more bigger labels, mainstream labels that were investing in the culture. For we, there was no invent, nobody know hear we, you know what I mean? So we did have to really build out with thing, and then as you say, we start tour, and And when you're a little youth, all we have youth know one thing,
That
so
is,
now
yes,
we have
reality.
to fend for ourselves. So it's not as easy for just go over this and go perform with my boy over this and and them things. So it create life realities did create. But
Yeah,
anyway,
man.
moving forward, blood and fire, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
felt the same way where you did feel. I felt like there was something missing in the thing,
Yeah, man.
and like I come back down to all my father too,
Okay. Big up
cause,
Chakola.
'cause my father really, I remember like me saying to myself, say, I want to make an album and my father can listen. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And him would have loved what that would have sound like, and just going up to the yard and them amongst my father and I hear certain reasonings and my father, the whole I'm bridging are some high science man,
Yeah,
like
man.
IRV and them man they and
IRV. It was
yeah,
one
and
of the
all of them
top
man they.
mark.
So when you hear how them feel about we as
Yes.
youth, just I say, like it really could have, it could have take a substance, and
Yes.
there was at that time in the past couple of years, I don't want to really say it or say no controversy thing, but there was a little couple things where they did forward out, the public where it kind of
Yeah.
make people question certain things. And
Yes.
I think everybody who on here can know what I talk about. I'm not for going
Yes.
at it. For make
No,
it do this thing where the internet take on
no. We
and
stay
and, and
focused.
bring it because we are keep it positive because we
Yeah,
still love the item same way,
of
But
course.
but at the end of the day, that was happening and again, um yeah, that was happening and then I don't know, I was just going through a time where I just wasn't inspired. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't really inspired as much. And the only time I was inspired was when there was something that was happening. And I remember my father say, yo, you have to always be on the pulse of the people,
Okay.
and I songs like Colonial Bondage, I remember
Big song.
even before me, even the interlude where you talk about
Yeah.
with how you say her name again, it's always hard for to say her name. Dr.
Ericana. Dr.
Yeah.
Ericana.
So
Yes.
my mother now is a big fan of her, and that's how I forgive that I forgive that to my mother because she was showing me a lot of interviews at the time, and she
Okay.
was very it was just very inspiring to hear somebody speak a African challenge imperialism at such
Yeah,
a
man. Shit.
a, a clear way where it just really resonated with me, and colonial bondage even before I became an ambassador for Jabem.
Mm-hmm.
Um they were doing, I didn't even know that it was them behind it, but I remember seeing some of the fights that they were fighting.
Okay.
And I it's definitely Jabem's organization and what they were doing that inspired Colonial Banja. I think there was just like some protests going on, whether it was over. I
Explain
think it was
explain what Jabem is to the people. What is Jabem? Explain it.
Jamaica Birthright Beach Association. Is that correct?
We'll check on it. We'll check on it. But it's
Yeah,
it's beach
Jamaica
access.
Birthright Beach
Yes,
Association, or I think
yes,
if
yes.
yeah.
Beach access issue.
Yeah, and basically, they're the ones on the forefront fighting against the privatization of the coast. I
Yes,
think
yes,
Jamaica is one of the few islands out there that actually allow you to sell the coast. Like I
okay.
think most islands have protective laws that
Yes.
exist where you can't just come by the coast, because
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
limited. Like there's not much coast there to sell. So when you just have it to sell, so
yeah,
and then I think you know um places like the Blue Lagoon, Bob Marley Beach, those are the more famous fights that was on the front line that was coming across on my feed.
yes.
And I was seeing these things and I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand that in this modern time here, we there a fight them fight yeah. Like Jamaica don't even have parks, right?
Yeah,
It's not like a youth can get up and go. In America, you can just go play football anywhere, play tennis anywhere.
yeah,
So you have leisure. Jamaicans don't have that. What we have is our natural resources. So every Jamaican can relate to what a Sunday feels like to go to the beach or the river. If you go any river up on Sunday, it don't even make sense go. Cause you're not even going to me go river Monday. Because when you go Sunday, the whole community and people are travel for go river or beach. That is that is our parks.
Yes.
So when Jamaica take away that from we, and the government don't have certain protective laws in place or even alternatives, because I'm not saying that you can't, but there must be a way where we can cohesive and live amongst the tourists then we forward. There's no reason why. I get it as a tourist want break him want be up on the beach and no haggle them, but there must be a way to kind of find a good balance where maybe these people who are selling their goods, maybe they have to go and get a registration. I don't know. These are the ideas. They have to go get a registration where it kind of, they have to do an exam for teach you how to deal with the tourists then when them forward. So you kind of give them space. There's an order to it. You have your license number. So there's a way to kind of make, because you still want the tourists them live amongst the locals, because tourists want to speak to Jamaicans and they want to hear the stories and they want to have the local, because at the end of the day, Jamaica tourists don't come to Jamaica for beaches. Trust me, I've traveled around the Caribbean. There's way better beaches in the Caribbean than Jamaica. Them come to Jamaica because of Rastafari, ganja, and reggae. Them three things the tourists come Africa and I mean Jamaica. And if the little beach them them come enjoy it, cause beach there too, but it's them three things they will make people, if anybody who travel around out of Jamaica, that's what Jamaica is known for. No, you have Usain Bolt maybe, but really it's reggae, Rastafari, and ganja make people come to Jamaica.
Right. But all of that to say, make we go to the album Blood and Fire. Talk to us. You're talking about the inspiration for the project.
Yeah, man, I just felt like, yo, we don't know, like what me I gonna contribute. What not say already, what in this landscape of music and from a message standpoint, what me I gonna do, what me I gonna say, what me I gonna bring to this conversation, and you know, me reaching out, me old enough to be wise enough, and me still young enough to still relate to the young youth them, and I feel like me did understand that role that I'm in right now, where I could probably connect with a 15-year-old and 16-year-old youth like I once was.
Yes.
And when him just start questioning himself, and going in a deeper dive than what just the kind of music them I listen to, and I know what that feel like for be a 16-year-old youth, you know, and also just for the ones them who are adults, how me can create back a music where really just deep. But as I said, it wasn't really it was for myself. Because the first place me have to start is what me love and what me would want to listen to.
Yes.
The album I done a year before it releasing, and I've been listening to it over and over and over and over. And as me say, me have songs like Colonial Bandage, River Jordan. Me sing that song there because me did want to leave America, you know. So trial and tribulation and reach we so many rivers to cross. And it's really just like there's so much things we have to get done, and so much things. That's why in the outro of River Jordan, there is my father did kind of upset with me a little bit, because that was one of the reasonings with Ras IV and these. That is not no put on thing. That was me hide my phone. And I remember it was so profound hearing these reasonings. Me I say, but yo, me know for record this. I'm gonna take out my phone and I'm gonna record it secretly. And this was
it was timely. The message was timely, you know.
Yeah, and I felt like that little capture what me capture really captured how you feel now. It's like what we are do. What we are gonna do, just sing reggae music and smoke weed and say we are Rasta. What is the true meaning of Rastafari? Where did this? And that was what the reasoning was happening. In fact, that reasoning there really was the foundation we kind of build up on now what this album Blood and Fire is, you know. and you know that's why that recording is there. And then right after that, it start with Natty Dreadlocks, which was our next thing what it go on where the little
Yes.
girl them cut her dreadlocks and just kind of, you know, this fight over fight. And I could resonate with that as a youth because, as I tell you, in my early days, you know, Camila, one of the first Rasta for go Immaculate Conception High School, you know, so enough
Wow.
fight my parents them broke down in a Babylon. So the
That's a
teacher said,
big
"Fit you me
achievement.
not teacher." That's why in the verse I say, "Can't believe down a yard, this still a go on. Since that the mentality no change. Take Leonard well from him farm, put chains on him arms, lock him up and put him in a jail. Capture pinnacle and then they put it up for sale. Over 3,000 Rasta this place. Must have done something wrong. Why me can't flash me natty where I come from, yes still."
Wow.
We carry on the works of the conquering lion. The teacher said, "For me not to dread." So it's
Big
like,
tune, big tune, big tune.
and then song like Serious Times, where
COVID.
uh he was talking about COVID.
Yes,
And at that time I was working with a very big booking agency at the time, and they were coming at me hard. And this is probably the first time I'm going to say this out loud. At that time, they have a company called Ineffable.
yes.
And Ineffable was trying to sign me at the time, and
Me
you
know
know we
Dan,
were
me know Dan and the man them, me know them.
the
Yeah, man.
whole of them,
Yeah,
and no disrespect to the man them, but at the end of the day, there was a big objection to me with that song. You know,
yeah,
um, it was on a rhythm that they were producing, a Cali Roots rhythm, where
yes.
Cali Buds them was a part of, and even Cali Buds was on the record, and you know, I won't call a name, but the company did really make a big deal about it and was
Yes.
super against me releasing that song. And I did end up have to release a song on my own. And
Okay.
um, even when we were on the touring circuit, they would, you know, they were side stage and they were like telling me, "Yo, make sure you don't sing that song because boom, boom, boom." The
Okay.
first song me sing, whoop, Serious Time, you know, right away, you know. But that was a big, big, quiet,
Yeah.
private fight, or we did a fight at the time. And,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, so all of these things were happening during the recording process of the album, you know, where the dreadlocks, them at the COVID thing, and um the jabem, all of these things were happening at the time where
Happening.
it was
Yes.
like literally
Yes.
in real time. As it happened, me I write them thing down and I make it
Beautiful.
into melodies.
Yeah, man.
And
Beautiful.
then it just started to become like a natural thing for me where I never felt inspired to go in at the studio if I never have something for say. I would have go in at the studio and me try everything and no music now go forward. But as soon as a little thing go on, I'm going at the studio, I sang forward like that. So it
Yeah,
was
man.
like a little, you know, almost a profound thing where I couldn't get no other inspiration unless it did have a message. And then Identity Crisis,
Big song.
uh,
Big song.
were really, you know, I feel like as a parent, all of we go through that struggle here with the youth them, you know, where
Yeah,
this
man.
generation we so
We're about to get it, and I may have to get a drop from the great Keznamdi. I have to get a drop now because the album is top tier in terms of the messaging. As I said, I look at it as a love letter to
you know.
Rastafari Chad. You know what I mean? We love each and every part. I was telling the audience I have to get a drop from the eye too, because
Yes, man.
we love it. We love it.
Yeah, go
But
get a lift up. We're not gonna give you a drop. We're gonna
all
get a
right,
lift up.
lift up,
You know,
lift up.
cause we're
You see,
not a drop
iron
here now.
sharpen iron, iron sharpen iron.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Identity
man.
crisis. Tell us about it.
This generation, we so glued to the screens, all for the views, all for the likes, and it's far from the truth. Addicted to the feed, like crack for the fiends, lost in the memes. Times like this, it's all for the fame and the glamorous. Identity crisis. Then we all smile for the cameras. Identity crisis, yeah. And even them tune there, I find say it was just like, even amongst my peers, me just feel like, say, it's like, wow, we lose ourselves. Wow, go on. Like the algorithm, this matrix is a powerful one, you know. So me also
Powerful.
have grace with people.
Yeah,
I try
man.
not to judge nobody at the end of the day, because the matrix is real. Like, this is real battles where humans fighting for exist amongst our algorithm, and how this algorithm affecting the existence as adult.
Yeah,
Enough
man.
time you get glued in the algorithm, and
The whole
before you
away.
know it, 3 hour pass.
The whole
I may
away.
have to question myself. So imagine a little youth now we can't even manage the algorithm when parents just give them screen for us to watch anything. And so that did a go on, and identity crisis. Then now pressure is talking
Big
about
song. Big song. I love the video too. I love the
the
video.
economy a crash and we don't got no choice. Out a road dog hungry fi take your 3 points. Yeah, Father watch over we. The rich a live large and the poor man down. Desperation crawling around. Everything gets a ration. Out a road take precaution. Same old PNP, JLP, the business of the country. In a parliament, that's a keep up there. Vote for the MP and only see a monthly. Can't get no water for farm up a pumpkin. Flower start raise, mama can't roll no dumpling. Can't get a slice, so him turn to the gun thing. Fix a couple road and them feel that a something. Limited options, him turn to the smuggling. The cycle repeats. So basically, them song you know is talking about the economic
Yeah.
status now, and how, you know, how finances have a lot of it
Yeah.
causing a, you know, and
Pressure.
moving forward now from pressure to songs.
Somebody. Some.
Somebody now, where it's like the first, like, you know, every song was just a message. The Somebody was the first time now. It wasn't
Yeah.
global. I kind of go inward and talk
Yeah.
about, you know, the love, not in a very spectacular way, but in a reality way of
Yeah,
what it
man.
feels like to go through a struggle with a partner, and the ups and downs and the roller coaster of being sharing a space with another individual. Is a very tough thing for being love, you know, because
Mm.
you have to remember, you know, we're born alone, you know. So really and truly, you're on this journey by yourself, you know. So it's really, you're on a journey by yourself. So imagine now sharing that journey with another individual is not the easiest thing for
No.
maneuver. You know,
No.
this time you're worse with youth and worse with the outside
Yes.
thing and things. So I wanted to capture that, you know, its essence. Then we have now bread and butter and bun the ganja, where it's talking about the economy
Yes.
of a farmer, herb farmer from a little youth. The two things what my father teach me is herb and music. You
Yes.
know, my you know, from me a little youth, my father have a herb farm, hide over so on one part and next part over one next part. So grow up underneath that and sharing that experience, and then move closing out with Forever Grateful, where, you know,
Yes.
the
Big
project,
song.
the thing is, the project start off very like um live and very like rootical and just that cutting edge live sound. And then
Yeah.
slowly as we venture on in the project, I have songs like Forever Grateful, where kind of a little bit more of a modern youthful sound. But I
Yes.
make sure I put it at the end of the project, because I really wanted the focus to be the live essence of what we are bringing with the message and thing. And then Forever
Yeah.
Grateful, you know, just
Yeah. Why
understanding that
why
happiness.
Massacre? Why Massacre? You know, all of the artists you could have drawn for, he's one of the top leading dancehall. Why did you feel it was important to build that bridge there?
One of my superpowers has always been bringing worlds together. My first project was called Bridging the Gap, you know.
Yes, yes,
And I've me as a youth, me there around all kind of unscrupulous people, to the richer people, to the poorer people. I always been in situations where when people come link case, it's like all these different people coming together, you know. And
mhm,
Massacre, me have always been a fan of his music. Me and him have always been respected each other's work. I think out of all of the dancehall acts them, I think Massacre shares a very important narrative. we can relate to the everyday inner city youth where is, you know, sometime conscious music can fly over a youth head, you know. A youth when not even conscious. A youth when not even conscious, them just a live, you know. I feel like Massacre does a very good balance in motivating the youth them, and compared to all of the other dancehall act them, him have a story where him a share where can motivate you, and it might not be sometimes the message is not really the same as what we are do, but is the narrative important because this is what everyday youth in Jamaica go through, you know, and um bringing Massacre on the track now. That song was already done already. It have verse, second verse,
Yeah.
and everything, and
Okay.
I felt like as I said, Massacre is a very prolific youth and very important in the streets right now as a youth,
Yeah,
and
man.
I wanted to have that element on the song on the album where kind of connect that and bring that world there because them always try to divide reggae and that and make it this thing, and no,
Yes.
we want to bring the world together, and
Love it.
and you have to understand, you know, there's two kind of music out there, you know. You have music where is fantasy, where them take you out of your world. Music take you away from the harsh realities of life. You
Mm-hmm.
have a music where more maybe take you away in a more violent way, or you know, whether you if you watch a movie where have no violence, you have different kind, but then no, you know, my way, my music is reality, and it a go hit you dead on in your face what we are talking about. But then you have music like dancehall music where kind of just more fun and more thing. But you know, I wanted to make sure say we bring that balance there, because at the end of the day, who is we for
Yes.
say what is good and what is bad music or be judgmental? Is music at
Yes.
the end of the day, and the youth them a have them joy, and we not be judgmental if that them want sing, make them sing. The most important thing is that there's a balance. Cause
Yes.
all of us was once 16-year-old. The thing is, you know, when you're a 16-year-old youth, all of us was 116, and we all listen to that kind of music at one point in our life. But then
Yes.
there comes a moment where you start to dive a little deeper, and there's an inner journey happening. And then now, when that inner journey happening now, when you have to start pay a bill, you have to start now fend for your family, reality start kicking, and you start find Sizzla Kalonji. You
Yes.
start find Bob Marley. When you dip
Yes.
on them journey there, you start find Burning Spear. You start look a
Yes.
little deeper now, and
Yes.
that's when you start reach 20 and 21 now, you start look deeper, and then now all of a sudden, because you start going other music, then now Rastafari start get introduced. Whether you use a ballad or Rasta, you start going on that little journey there. How deep you
Yes.
go, but you still need that. And to me, that is where I forward in, where it's not to say that what them doing is unimportant, because it's a joy, and if they want to sing what they want to sing, make them sing it, man. A youth, you know, make them enjoy themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
I just think that there needs to be a balance. That's all it is. And it's a little
Yes.
imbalance now. And we just want to create a little bit more balance in the space. So when these youths are at a party and drinking them liquor or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and them and listen to music, there needs to be a more balance where conscious music entertaining too.
Exactly.
And we want, and here comes a youth named Keznamdi where can bring forth a song like Forever Grateful with Massacre, where you go hear it in the space too, and we go, and then now when you hear Forever Grateful in the dancehall, cause it a playing at the dancehall hard, you go understand who is Keznamdi now. Oh,
Yes.
Ras Massacre, I'm an artist. Who is this? And then you dive a little
I, I,
deeper now, and it
I,
brings forth now to a whole new world, you know?
and I want to say that I did the collab the right way. One of my pet peeve is when Rastafari artists do the collab and then you go up on them. You made Massacre come positive. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because we know them man, they can sing the gunman lyrics or the
yeah,
girl lyrics and them thing, but you had him go in himself, you know what I
yes,
mean?
man.
And use him talent and him skill to glorify the Almighty, and that is what I love. I was telling the eye off camera, there's a rhythm right now, and big up Kabaka and others who on it, Bojo Missy Touch It, Anthony B, But my pet peeve now is the whole of them a talk about some casual sex kind of vibration and them thing. Them and I like them thing. I mean, every man free, but as a Naya Bingi, I'm per. I mean, I like to see when Rastafari bring everyone up to where we there in terms of the consciousness and show the lyrical ability, but not, trying to blend it. I find that in this time I find Rastafari try be like the street youth them, and one time the street youth them used to want to be like I and I. I mean them,
A
so
real thing, man.
that are my problem right now. But the I did it right, and also Movado, a masterful herb tune, I mean, that I bring, and you get them man the Grammy, so the man them supposed to love the I
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
Them
Carl and
love.
Asher talk about that song with Movado, who is a next
Gully God,
talented
no,
man.
I've never heard Gully God on a roots rhythm, And
Okay.
that song is produced by one of my brethren them called well, the original production is produced by Vas. The other version with the video is like a little hip hop version produced
Yeah.
by Major Seven and Vas. But then on my album, I did knock it over with my like, because I still wanted it to be in context of what I'm trying to do
Yeah.
and thing. And but Gully God, man, again, same kind of situation. I feel like he's a very serious youth. He's
Yeah.
not like a gimmicks youth like the other one them,
Yes. Yes.
like
Yes.
me not call a name, but him serious,
Yes.
and he never, along his entire journey, yes, him sing gun licks, but if you know my father is a very serious youth. He's not like a
Yeah.
youth where kind of entertain or is really a serious. And then when you get to know him personally, you get to
Yeah.
say, yeah, man, that youth are real. And him just genuine. Like when we meet him, and when the first day we meet him, put me up on him social media, and him say, go through Rasta youth. And
Give thanks.
them thing there is huge for we as a little youth where
Yeah.
platform do even as close to us them on the platform. So yeah, man, the same thing. And herb, me used to burn it, now me steam it, and me crush it, and me clean it, me load it in the country, and me puff it, and me puff it, and me love it when me cast it till me high, laugh until me cry, pass the chalwa couple times, pass it to my partner, hail to the father, jolly jolly, yeah, man. But yeah,
Love it. Love it.
it's just always making sure, say, even though herb legalize and decriminalize in certain places, it's still looked on as a drug, and still looked at like, even right now, me have to do some medical for certain thing for traveling a certain place, and
Yes.
we
Yes.
can't even smoke right now because
Okay.
me have to make it pass through me, so me
Okay.
can get certain documentation for take the music certain place.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah,
that's
man.
that alone for sure, you say, Jano, you imagine me can't even burn my herb right now because me have to say, yo, me I try take my music certain place, and me have to
Yes.
do,
Yes.
me have to
Yes.
pass a medical. Just that alone show you how
Serious.
important it is for still sing them music, yeah, and sing about herb and as a holy sacrament, and thing. But yeah, man,
And then
in all of my past works, rhyme scheme and melody
yes.
was a big thing for me.
Yeah, man. I can
But
see that.
in this album, um, it wasn't a sport anymore. I was willing to compromise the rhyme scheme for the message.
For the message.
There was
Yeah.
many ways that I could have said something on this album that would have sounded better and fit in the melody better, and probably would have had a way better sound sonically and cadence wise. But I was willing to compromise that for the message, and
Yeah,
and
man.
and 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 make sure that was the leading force. And that's why we call it blood and fire. Blood is a
Fire.
sacrifice what we have to take. Is a disadvantage singing about these kind of things, You're
Yeah,
already
man.
at a disadvantage because
Straight.
the radio now go on play them take kind of thing. It now go up on
Straight.
certain thing
The
just by
DJ
saying
them.
this kind of
Yeah,
music.
the DJ them now play it, the sound system now play it too tough, you know what I mean? So
Exactly, the BPM them. And in the
yeah,
fire now is the renewal energy of the burning of something now for bring forth something new, and the fire we have to have at the forefront are the thing, and that's why I know 3 days before I drop the album, I dropped a freestyle called the Hollywood Freestyle, you know,
Big song.
and that really got that really helped um just amplify the frequency because
Yeah,
it went
man.
viral, and you know it went, you know,
Yeah, man. It
and
went.
and
And it was
again that
still Rastafari. It was still Rastafari. You know what I mean? That is what I applaud the eye, because you could have still, bust a rhyme beat. You could have go, any kind of way.
nah
You
man,
still,
message man, blood and fire, you know, is
yeah,
like,
man. I love it,
and
man.
then it was a moment where I did just feel what you feel, what you say you feel,
Yeah.
where it's just like, yo, what we really are do as a community, man.
Yeah,
Like we
man.
just anything, we just easy for buyout, so we just easy for
Wow.
jump on any trend, so you
Yeah,
know.
we
I mean, not
trendy.
just Hollywood, they saw the beast left a mark. If you see
Hot,
me upon the platform, it's a rebel with a cause. No for
hot.
them, I sell them soul, I sign it in a class. Look, no for them in the camera getting caught. Anything for boss and anything for top the charts. And if me have to sell my body, keep on no applause. Me nah go freaky, nah go sell my body parts. No puff P, Diddy, nah go see me drop it jazz. Out there, you
Hot.
have to keep you alert. I did done them alone do community work. Cause the politician now stay true to them word. I know them I wonder to whom me refer. Could a JLP, PNP, the two no differ. Two of them a crook, make me paint the picture. Take poor people money and not two deliver. Then want blame cartel and bounty killer. Yellow.
I said that, as you said that, Bounty Giddy, I a big push, Bounty
Oh
advocate
my
for the
gosh.
iPod in social, and people know, before I was Ras, Bounty Killer was my artist, and I mean,
Yeah.
that are my artists from high school days. So I love the fact that he really stand up for the eye. Him a back up people in him comment section for
Yeah,
the eye.
man.
You know what I mean? The man is like, you touch him, you know what I
Yo.
mean? On the vibes.
Bounty killer man, like the man they post me like almost once a week, just a show. You know, and it is really
Yeah.
when you really think about it, it's like him really send out the youth them without no kind of ulterior motive. It's not like him a try make no money or no nothing.
No.
Before the Grammy, Bounty Killer been posting, you know, and as I say, him in the comments I buckle them and I tell them say SYM, you know,
Yeah,
and make them know, say, yo, moving the Ras, that youth, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man,
man.
I love how him a defend, and yeah, man, Bounty Killer, definitely one of the real ones, them, and one of the first big global acts for really defend Keznamdi and amplify the frequency and defend it to this day, you know, and the love for Bounty Killer for I and I is just, you know, trust me, there's no words, cause you say, he's a huge influential person in my life musically, and you know them kind of thing, they just make everything worth it, you know,
Yeah, man.
like it make
Serious.
the fight in our music really worth it, you know, for have somebody of that stature defend you and being a fan of what we're doing and and amplifying what we're doing, you know, it make it that much more worth it, you know.
Give thanks. We're here with Keznan, the Grammy Award winner. We're about to seal, but I want us big up everyone watch this live. I know thousands will watch this on the replay. This is a classic episode, man. I tell you, it's only part one because we just scratch the surface.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a whole heap more testimony and thing, but we have to be respectful at the time. It's Grammy, you see the booking agent a call and them thing there.
I'm called about 3 times already, you know. Every time him a call me, you know.
Yeah, because this is your moment and it's well deserved. I want to just emphasize as the global Rastafari family, 'cause this is where we gather as a global family on the Lion
Yeah,
Voice
man.
Network. We are proud of the I. You know what I mean? The I victory is all of I and I victory as second generation. We pray for our youths, them to glorify the movement, how the I represent us to the world. And think about now how many millions of people are being introduced to Rastafari the first time through this project and this
Yeah, man.
album and listening, and they're hearing these concepts of and one of the things I love too at the Grammy Award, you say reggae is a music about black man redemption, resist. You know what I mean? You put that up front, and then you did ball out Rastafari, which we love. You're chanting for the bass, I mean, for the root. What was that like? Getting the Grammy before the I chart.
Yo, come back around full circle, is like you have to understand, like everybody in that category is backed by a multi-million-dollar company, like so I just never even think me did even have a chance. Me I gotta be real with you. Like the nomination was just the win for me, like just being there and to be honest, if me did more upon a level, we probably wouldn't even go. Cause I don't really mind seeing that, but true we know say, yo, all right, we are do the work and we get a chance to go up on the global space. We are go over there and we are go over there with the whole team too. And we go over there. But as you say, me was the only grassroots artist.
Yes.
You had, all the other ones, them were like, Ineffable with Lila Ike and Indignation with Protege. Them you have Jesse with Easy Star, Mortimer with Easy Star. These are big companies and Vibes. Sitting in the chair got some news that Lila Ike won.
Okay.
At the time. And I was seeing it on social media. I was sitting down and I was leaving the red carpet because the red carpet was like very far from the Staples Center, the arena. So when we are forward back now, everybody are call me and say, yo, you have to get back fast because them about to call the thing. And then when I go in at the stadium, they want the whole another part. I couldn't find my seat. Anyway, I finally get and sit down and we did it. So even mentally, when them call me, I never even get to really sit down and get back my center. It was like I just find my seat and then now them I do the thing and then through the blood spell with XX, the lady when she call the name, it's like she never say it confidently. It's like she said blood. Like I think she was having a little struggle. Figuring out how to read the word. I spell fire FYAH. We have to go sharp the thing. Iron sharp iron, as you say. We have to make sure it's well sharp. So I think she did have a little struggle saying it. And then usually they say your name first. But I think even my name, Keznamdi, was a hard. Every name found that something they did hard for read,
Yeah.
And then when them say it, it was just like, yo, couldn't believe it. And then no. When me I walk up on the stairs, me realize me have to say something now, cause me nobody never really tell me for prepare no speak. Me did just there for the experience and I try amplify the sound and with the monks with the other Grammys where I represent.
Yeah, man.
And me there and when we reach the top of the stairs now, me I say, what me I go say and me I walk and the first thing me just say as me say, reggae is a music where defend truths and rights, African liberation and black man redemption, and then we give our thanks to everybody, the team and thing, and then we say, we are do this for reggae and dancehall and culture in Jamaica, and I never have nothing else to say. That's why Rastafari is a powerful word, when you don't have nothing to say, from you say Rastafari, when we say true, we never did it, you see when we say Rastafari, Yeah, I wish people could have experienced what it feel like for say that on such a global stage, you know. The
Right.
whole when me there, me I see Alicia Keys, me I see Kehlani, me I see
Okay.
Davido. So it's like me nervous when me up there I speak, you know, cause me a beer. It's not like say I see regular people, you see
Yeah.
beer,
People where you
Tapanaris
see,
people,
where you
you
know.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean I say it's like me can't believe me did it. And then me did have more things that me did want to say, but me just it was so overwhelming. All me could have said was Rastafari, you know,
I
and
love
me
it.
say that, and but when me say it, the whole place get up, you know, and it's like them feel the current of what we
Yeah,
represent,
man.
you know,
The
on the
mighty
stage. Yeah,
Trinity.
man. Yeah,
Might of
man.
the Isle of Trinity. Give thanks for the eye gracing. Again, he's in high demand, booking agent, a call off a line. Every media house want talk to this man. He chose to come to the Lion Voice Network. So we have to big him up for you know what I mean. It speak for itself. It speak for itself.
Well, I see
Um,
me do since me get the phones, no screens. That you're not allowed. My youth don't even learn. Them not learn no curriculum. They're
Mm-hmm.
outside doing chores. They're learning long-term tasks, like long where them have to have a plant where them grow over the
Okay,
time.
okay, okay.
It's really deep.
No.
It's a lot of thought put into the curriculum, and that's why I'm attracted to the world of thing. It's the only
Yeah,
thing where me see. Cause
yeah,
me couldn't send my school go them school there were like Woolmers and me don't
yeah,
know,
yeah,
me no disrespect, but
yeah, yeah, yeah,
maybe maybe high school, maybe, but
yeah.
prep school, me couldn't make my youth them going at them kind of thing there right now. With where
Okay.
my meditation
Where,
they
where
know me
your
have to,
medication is.
yeah.
It's the
Mm.
first time hearing about that, so give thanks. I'll have to look into more of that. Culture Education said he's mixed race. Is one of your parents white? Yeah,
So
just that.
my mother, no, mother come from England,
Yes,
and my mother father is A.D. Scott, who is a mixed race, black
yes,
and white, I think,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
right.
yes,
And then my mother, and then my two grandparents on my father's side
yes,
is just two brown man, we come from Saint Elizabeth, brown
yes,
people
yes,
and
yes,
things. So but remember saying, we have Indian, when we say mixed race,
yeah,
people have to understand that in Jamaica,
yeah,
um you had the natives that were on the land first.
yes,
So you
yes,
have that. Then you have the Spanish come and conquer the place, right? Then you have the British were forward. Then there was this mass migration of Africans in the triangular trade where come at Jamaica. Then no even further, you did have the cheap labor of the Chinese and the Indians and even the Irish too, the white Irish them did come at job. That's why my last name you have McDonald and you have McNaughton and them name they come both. But yeah, we mix up, man. We's a mix. Jamaica is a mix
yes, yes,
place,
yes, yes. Give thanks for the
Yeah.
clarity.
Yeah.
Wendell Matthews said you are a breath of fresh air to reggae music. Rastafari live forever. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
man.
your thing is penetrating. Ras Casa Royal, yes, I give thanks, Rastafari. Keep the fire burning, more blessings.
Respect and honor, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man, Just Servant, he's in Jamaica too. Big up yourself, Just Servant God. Congratulations, my brother Keznamdi, Jah Rastafari, blessing. And
Yes,
I
man.
love that because we want to give the brethren in flows from the community because we know it
Yeah, man.
feel good when you get it from your community. Army Gideon TV, big up yourself, big up Kez on the
Yes.
Wind, amazing album, well represented Rastafari.
Yeah, man.
That's the sentiment from the family. I one day I feel proud and you really light the fire. Kesmandi must try to focus on the radio stations that hire disc jockeys or DJ that are anti-reggae. You must fight for pro-reggae disc jockeys, want DJs to be in radio station. That's a big fight. You know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah.
if the brethren have time for that right now.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
No,
Just
man.
focus.
Remember
Yeah.
saying, you have to know, say, like, bro, me no want everybody hear my music neither,
Okay.
My music are not for everybody, My music are for the eye them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
the good
man.
thing with the eye them, uno no listen radio.
Yes.
Uno listen what uno listen and uno forward and find the music. And to be honest, um first it was the slave ships, now it's the matrix. We're locked up in them cages and we caught up in them technological spaces. Time wasting, taking selfies of our faces while we save life like Craigslist. It might be it might hurt when I say this, but the truth we have to face it. Cause the raiders not gonna play this, and the Pope him not gonna ban this. Uncle Sam him not gonna like this. Rasta sink Ku Klux Klan like Atlantis, and all political bandits with false promise, lies and antics. Listen, kingdom come and rule over the kingdom of darkness.
Wi-Fi, the guy wants stop this. You can't stop it, cause we are gonna get a lift up from Keznandi. and play it on the platform.
And thing. But songs we have song where we reach out there but me love the grassroots, me is a slow burn, Me love the grassroots and we just take time and reach it. We not have to mass produce this thing, yeah. It will reach the
No,
masses same way.
no.
And me prefer it like that because I think it make we feel better. Because
Yes.
as the eye them, I feel like, as you say, we make we people proud because we never play upon the radio. And we never sell out and we never bow to them and we never beg them for play with song neither. You get me? And we still get the music out to the masses somehow, some way. Because the music is a thing when you love it, you gotta share it. We
Yeah,
prefer the
man.
ones them share it,
I think you're at number one or close to number one on the Apple Reggae chart. I've been seeing the climb.
And
Millions
even
of
that, like
yeah,
in 30 plus territories right now, we're number one for the
you
first
see,
time in years,
you see.
where this not happen. So again, without, playing on the radio, I think what happened was that, like, I think we jumped from 104 to number 3. That was one of the highest jumps in
Yes,
history.
yes, I saw
There
that.
were some team there tell me, but and I think what that shows is that, when we won the Grammy, I think people went to go check it out, and when them check it
Yeah,
out,
man.
them love it, and they started to play it. And you imagine if the music wasn't good, them would have chastised my name,
Of
boy.
course, no, but that is the what I look in the comment section on all of the videos that the eyes on, and it
Yeah,
have people who is cares. Then you have the long time fans, and then you have the people say, say me listen it and it well deserved, and it's like
yeah.
you win so many new fans
Mm-hmm.
and supporters. So I can't say enough good about it. We have to celebrate our victory, second generation representing for the culture how it should be represented. Give us some final words sound to the global family. Um, you're not gonna see this type of depth with Keznamdi and any other platform. I'm gonna say
Never.
that. You know what I
All of the
mean?
other
So
interview, them not ready for your
yeah,
cause.
very
Them,
surface.
them,
It's
them
very
not ready
surface.
for. Them not ready for your beer. So how did it feel to win the Grammy? So like a idiot question and them ask and So we give thanks for finally have me not feel like it's an interview, me feel like it's a
No,
reasoning,
it is a
amongst the eye,
reasoning.
So
Is a
yeah man.
reasoning. So just
Yeah
give
man.
us your final word sound for the global family, the Lion Pride, and let the people know how they can support the movement, how they can spend money with the eye merchandise, how they can circulate the Rastafari and Pan African dollar.
Mm.
My dream, Keznandi, before the eye block. I have now 61,000, I think we're at now, subscribers. My dream is that each one would spend $10 with the eye, that the eye would wake up in the morning with 600,000 US dollar in a year account. And this is what I've been trying to train. Now I may have to get to 1 million subscribers to get 60,000 to do that. You know what I mean? So it's a vision that I'm
Yeah.
chanting, but that's my vision, that every time I bring a guest on the platform, that all of my subscribers will use their economic power to, because anyone I bring on this platform, they're doing mighty works out there in
Mhm.
creation. And we want to circulate the capital that Keznamdi can employ more people, him can invest. He's already investing in his community quietly. He doesn't look no hype, no fame. He don't have no choice because his parents that
Yeah
in
man.
him. It in him DNA. So him just a do. You know what I mean? So that is my vision though, is that everyone, so let the people know, and look at the bottom of your screen, all of his socials. You can subscribe, do everything, but let the people know how they can spend money with the eye, and then give us your final sound.
Yeah, and I think that's the last missing puzzle of Rastafari is the financial
Yeah, man.
literacy. I think that's the biggest problem when it comes to our movement, because at the end of the day, we exist in Babylon, and one of the laws of Babylon is money, and we have to find a way to get a better relationship with it, because it's a tool, it's a hammer,
Yeah,
is
man.
a saw, is a thing where we can really use. That is the only thing where Babylon have over with, and it's not something where we can't overcome. And it starts with supporting one another and supporting the community.
Straight. And the next time you come up, okay, the Wi-Fi, the guy, or it's probably the booking agent, but we are gonna get the final sum. And no, the bookings, the bookings are crazy. It's coming in. Just give us your ceiling. We get 2 hours straight, so give us your ceiling.
So yeah, so just that's one of my dreams. Them too
Yeah.
is that's lot of my frustration, and
Yeah.
even with the family when we talk at home is like at that part them want we figure out as a
Yeah,
Rastafari people
man.
is the
Straight.
financial
Finance.
freedom, man. That's why I'm saying I'm grateful. Me say securing the bag, financial freedom. You know really hear a Rasta really talk them thing they call we really
Yeah,
burn money on them thing they but
exactly.
for
No.
we me I try bring financial literacy in my music. Me have a dancehall song where I come out with name Breadwinner, where it's
Okay.
talking about these things where it's about making some money so we
Yes.
can do some things because without
Yes.
the money it a go hard unless we
Hard.
just a go decide for go live somewhere else far away from this, but we choose to live in Babylon regardless,
Man.
and we live it regardless of even if we go into the bush, the matrix still exists, and is one of my dream them to, as I said, was if see we bring my money together and spend with one another. We'll spend in a Babylon more than we spend with one another. So I think that would be a beautiful thing, and I think we're getting there,
Yeah, we are.
and and it's getting there. But the day when we figure out that part there is a dangerous thing because our movement ready for the fight, it's just the financial backing we lacking. But everybody ready, When you talk to every Rasta man, them
Yeah,
have the
man.
fire, Them if you really tell every Rasta man, them will come up on the front line with them last and them ready, But it just need the financial backing, and you will be hearing more of that in the music where may I try make
Big
the next
chance.
generation know
Big
for
chance.
get them LLCs, get them bank account, get them accounting together.
Yeah,
Me as a
man.
youth, me write down every dollar when me spend, So me
Okay.
can, and because how you spend your money tell a lot about who you are, and how you
True.
spend it, It how somebody spending money with you tell a lot about a person, So anyway, that would have been my last thing, and me is no savior, me is no prophet, me is none of them thing there. Me is just a little humble youth where have a little inspiration where me I share with the world, and me I go continue for try resonate with the item and try my best to make the item proud when the next moves where the item I go see me upon the platforms that we have in
Yeah,
planning now.
man.
We're gonna be on some global spaces, and
Yeah, man.
we plan to really put the message and the culture at the forefront of this thing here. So if you want to follow and Keznamdi, Keznamdi, whatever platform, keznamdi.com, whatever platform you're on, follow the thing. Quasi, we give thanks, brother, for this platform where we have a space where we can speak on a conscious level a little deeper, and it's so needed, and I hope me being here can make more artists and more younger youth want to be on these platforms and
Yeah, man.
and be here. And this is just chapter one with the eye. Let's make this a thing where we just every certain as the milestones check off,
Yeah,
we
man. This is
forward,
your
and we
home.
do
This is
and we
the
do
I
it in the
home.
flesh. And
Yeah,
the thing
man.
professional too, like you have thing a cut across the screen and name the day and it
Uh,
record. Me I say, yeah man, I some love to see the thing
yeah,
represented,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my queen. That's my queen is my producer. You know what I
She
mean? The
bad
royal.
man.
You know
Big
what I
her
mean?
up man. She bad man. I love the everything just organized. And I saw we feel organized as a people,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
represent the thing proper.
yes,
Yeah,
this is your home. This is the I home. I want to get Chakula up on the platform too, and your sister them too.
yeah man.
So you know what I mean.
Yeah, man, it's very important that you get Chakula
Yeah,
because
man.
the Chakula is a very profound individual
Me
and
know
and
that.
and
Me
and
know that.
inspired and I really want the world because Chakula one of the man them were really is the secret weapon. All when you hear Chronics and them Monday and thing, them Monday, they round my father and get certain heights. Keznamdi to kill it the whole away is a really profound man and
Quiet strength.
yeah man,
You know, if you talk
people
a
need
lot,
to hear
yeah.
the man they talk, you know.
No,
Yeah
no,
man.
no. Me
Yeah,
I go
man.
lean pon the eye and Queen Mother Kerida to
Ye-
make that happen. Me I go lean
Yeah
pon the
man.
eye them, you know what I mean?
Yes man.
Because we have to get them bridge in there for block them story.
Yeah.
Powerful. So there you have it, family. Grammy award winning Rastafari son. You know what I mean? He has done it. He has
Yeah.
won the victory. We not glorify Babylon thing, but the fact that he has reached this platform, this milestone, and so many young people are being introduced to the message in a pure form that they can relate to, that's going to make them go pick up a Bob Marley, go pick up a Burning Spear, go deeper because they love Keznamdi. You know what I mean? So this is a turning point, an inflection point in the movement, and we will continue to give thanks for the brethren. We'll keep you posted. The Hurricane Melissa relief is coming. RMO will be on the platform. We're going to talk about the webathon, all of them things that come up. We have whole heap of content planned, artists, all of them things that come. So just keep it locked, keep it subscribed, and support the platform. Why? Because the time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. And this is Lion Voice.
Yeah, Ras Tafari, Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Tell the people about embrace many. Well, even if the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, but to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, cause they see the city streets them flood. But when the hurricane blow down their wall, I'll be by your side and me nah budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. Your love was a lifeline. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. That light was a lifeline. It seems like the world is upside down. I will never hide, I'd rather stand my ground. Lion of Judah blessed with the triple crown. Can't come fool I with no circus clown. Now fear no hurricane or the cyclone. Respect for Mama Earth with that embedded on me bone. That's why I will never leave you alone. Protect you from harm when the alarm sound. So even when the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, cause they see their city streets them flood. When the hurricane blow down our wall, I'll be by your side and me nah budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. Your light was a lifeline. I think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. Your love was a lifeline. They say hurt people, maybe that's why Babylon them so evil. Maybe Babylon abused as a child. That's why them no like the light when you smile. That's why them no like how your body curve. The way how you dance get on Babylon nerve. Them no know how the Almighty you serve. Want to be a queen, so a king you deserve. And I'll be by your side when things get worse. When the city flood cause the dam just burst. When you can depend on no state or church. Firm like a man in an Haile Selassie first.